grip's a gamble. Tires squeal, hearts race, this leads to scandal. Full throttle, no brakes, chasing that checkered. Drafted lines tighter than a bank teller's ledger. Turn 4 is a monster, jaws wide like a gator. Pit stop, quick cruise, move sharp as a razor. Adrenaline pumps, veins fuel injected. Outlaws on the track, chaos perfected. Full throttle kings, we don't slow down. Ripping through the night, owning this town. Cast to the floor, the crowd gets loud. Outlaws racing, we're born unbound. Smoke trails curl, exhaust whisper secrets. Victory's a beast, only the brave can keep it. Paint jobs flash, sponsors on the side. Egos collide, stealing pride. Oval dreams where legends ignite. Green flag drops, sparks kiss the night. This ain't a hobby, this a gladiator's grind. Racing's the religion, speed's the shrine. Bump traps, slingshot, rival in my sights. One wrong move, you're kissing the lights. Bump traps, slingshot, rival in my sights. One wrong move, you're kissing the lights. Trails curl, exhaust whisper secrets. Victory's a beast, only the brave can keep it. Paint jobs flash, sponsors on the side. Egos collide, stealing pride. Oval dreams where legends ignite. Green flag drops, sparks kiss the night. This ain't a hobby, this a gladiator's grind. Racing's the religion, speed's the shrine. Bump traps, slingshot, rival in my sights. One wrong move, you're kissing the lights. Bump traps, slingshot, rival in my sights. One wrong move, you're kissing the lights. The grip's a gamble, tires squeal, hearts race, this leads to scandal. Full throttle, no brakes, chasing that checkered. Drafted lines tighter than a bank teller's ledger. Turn 4 is a monster, jaws wide like a gator. Pit stop, quick cruise, move sharp as a razor. Adrenaline pumps, veins fuel injected. Outlaws on the track, chaos perfected. Full throttle kings, we don't slow down. Ripping through the night, owning this town. Cast to the floor, the crowd gets loud. Outlaws racing, we're born unbound. Smoke trails curl, exhaust whisper secrets. Victory's a beast, only the brave can keep it. Paint jobs flash, sponsors on the side. Egos collide, stealing pride. Oval dreams where legends ignite. Green flag drops, sparks kiss the night. This ain't a hobby, this a gladiator's grind. Racing's the religion, speed's the shrine. Bump traps, slingshot, rival in my sights. One wrong move, you're kissing the lights. Bump traps, slingshot, rival in my sights. One wrong move, you're kissing the lights. Slow trails curl, exhaust whisper secrets. Victory's a beast, only the brave can keep it. Paint jobs flash, sponsors on the side. Egos collide, stealing pride. grip's a gamble. Tires squeal, hearts race, this leads to scandal. Full throttle, no brakes, chasing that checkered. Drafted lines tighter than a bank teller's ledger. Turn 4 is a monster, jaws wide like a gator. Pit stop, quick cruise, move sharp as a razor. Adrenaline pumps, veins fuel injected. Outlaws on the track, chaos perfected. Full throttle kings, we don't slow down. Ripping through the night, owning this town. Cash to the floor, the crowd gets loud. Outlaws racing, we're born unbound. Smoke trails, girl, exhaust whisper secrets. Victory's a beast, only the brave can keep it. Paint job flash, sponsors on the side. Egos collide, stealing pride. Oval dreams where legends ignite. Green flag drops, sparks kiss the night. This ain't a hobby, this a gladiator's grind. Racing's the religion, speed's the shrine. Bump trash, slingshot, rival in my sights. One wrong move, you're kissing the lights. Bump trash, slingshot, rival in my sights. One wrong move, you're kissing the lights. Slow trails curl, exhaust whisper secrets. Victory's a beast, only the brave can keep it. Paint jobs flash, sponsors on the side. Egos collide, stealing pride. Oval dreams where legends ignite. Green flag drops.
Woo! Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here this evening from the beautiful Indianapolis Motor Speedway for what will be another very exciting night of racing action here with the Full Throttle Outlaws. As each and every one of these drivers ready to get after it, ready to go to battle here this evening. We'll get them all ready to roll, ready to rumble here tonight. As starting in the pole position in the number 54, it is David Traylor who will start out in front. Clinton Woodby will start there in second. Starting on the inside, row number 2 will be the 56 ride of Jack Drucker. To his outside, the 28, it's Brandon Combs. Matt Hayden will start in 5th with Nate Cogdell in position number 6. And then we do see back in 7th is the 01, the Green Power Rangers ride of Rooster Rodden. To his outside, the 97 machine of Colton Hardy in the 8th position. Eric Hagdahl and Trevor McManus rounding at our top 10. Brody Bente, Rusty Modesty, Keith Prince, Evan Schilling, Harrison Crosby, Skylar Berry, Jesse Wise, Joey Yates, Jesse Calloway, and Bruce Bernard going to round out our top 20. Brendan McNutt back in 21st. It looks like the 32 of Brian Cunningham in the 8 ride of Ronald Kingston going to have to start down pit road here, unfortunately for them. Actually, it looks like Cunningham is out there, so only Kingston will start down pit side. The 32 has just disappeared off the screen there for a couple minutes, but there he is. He's back in it. He's back in the action and ready to rock and roll here this evening. As Kyle Hayden says, Matty Maple Syrup Hayden. Oh, we love it. As here we go. The official iRacing pace truck going to make that hard left-hand turn back down pit side as we get ready to rumble here this evening from the beautiful Indianapolis Motor Speedway, as we end all of the anticipation with our feature presentation. As look out, already some issues for the 17 truck. Oh, heartbreaker there for Bruce Bernard. Barely even made it to the start-finish line. Didn't even make it to the start-finish line. Ended with a big hit right there. A lot of left-front damage for his Toyota. And unfortunately, that is going to set him back a ton to start this race. Another driver that's set back here is this 8 ride of Ronald Kingston, who will have to start back at down pit road here deep in the field. And he's going to have to wait for a stage break or a caution flag to potentially put himself back into the battle. As in front, the battle for the race lead. It's David Traylor who has the top spot, but it's the 56 of Jack Drunker looking to try to work his way out in front. Drunker looking for the race lead. Combs right there with him. Hayden's up into the 4th as Clinton Woodby has fallen all the way back into that 5th position. Rooster Rodden, Nate Cogdell, the 97 of Colton Hardy. There's the 11 ride of Eric Hagdahl. Trevor McManus back there in the 10th position. Rusty Modesty, Brody Bente, the number 3 machine, Keith Prince, the number 77 ride of Evan Schilling, and there's Yakes back there in the 87 ride, Skylar Berry in 16th, Jesse Wise, then we do see Harrison Crosby, Brennan McNutt, Jesse Calloway, there's that number 32 of Brian Cunningham, Bruce Bernard, Henstook in his 17 truck, down pit side here, getting work done to it early on. This is going to set him back a ton. Let's see if we get another look at it here, another angle, and see what happens to the 17 truck as we're getting ready to see the green flag come out. McNutt looks like he gets going here. So McNutt's fired off. 17 truck hasn't started going yet because the green flag technically isn't out yet. I'm not sure if he just gets a little tire spin or if the 48 gets back into him right here as they kind of get stacked up a little bit. The 87, the 32. I think that's going to check the 17 right up. There's the 48 into his back bumper. So McNutt gets into the 17, helps him down the racetrack. Hard contact down into that infield fence. Big hit right there for Bruce, and unfortunately set him back a ton here to start this race as he will now be the first driver 1 lap down. As Drucker, though, able to jump out in front. Drucker's got the top spot. Trailer does fall back into position number 2 out there on the Speedway. Brandon Combs is in position number 3 with Matt Hayden, Rooster Ronin, our top 5 out there on the Speedway. Clinton Woodby, Nate Congdale, Eric Hegdal, Colton Hardy, and Trevor McManus round out our top 10 here on the Speedway. See these drivers snaking their way down this front straightaway. Everyone's trying to break that draft or trying to find the run that they need to make a move. And here we go. The number 54 of Trailer battling back to the outside is hang on to it. Rodden almost going around out at corner number 1. Luckily enough, he's able to hang on to it, keep that truck pointing in the right direction as it's morphin time almost went to its wrecking time down at a corner number 1, but a great catch, a great save there for him, and he's able to keep that 0-1 point in the right direction, but now under fire from the 5 of Matt Hayden, the 92 of Clinton Woodby, who are both trying to get around him. It looks like Hayden will make that move and work his way back up and into position number 4. Woodby's trying to jump back inside our top 5 as he's looking to try to make this pass on the 0-1, gets loose himself there at a corner number 4, will fall back in line behind Rooster Rodden. So unfortunately for Woodby, could not complete that pass and will stay back in that 6th position. But now as Nate Cogdell working to his inside, here comes the QH Designs Home Depot looking machine out there on the Speedway. The 0-0 of Cogdell up and into that 6th position on the Speedway. Now, if you guys are experiencing any lagginess, any frame loss, or anything like that throughout this race, throughout the broadcast, we do apologize. Unfortunately, after this update with iRacing, something has been absolutely messed up here with our streams. I don't know what it's been. I don't know what's been going on, but we've been experiencing a ton of frame loss. Stream quality's good. Internet's good. Everything on my end, download-wise, is good. But once we hit that Go Live button, we see just a lot of skip frames here. It's been roughly about 30% skip frames over the last couple days, and I don't know how to fix it. I've been going through all of my settings. I've turned down quality on iRacing. I've turned down quality on the streams. I've turned down quality on everything to try to make it better, to try to make it run smooth and not have any skip frames. But unfortunately, nothing has worked. Nothing has worked. It is still absolutely dog water. We do apologize. We hate having, skip frames or anything else. And yeah, definitely a lot of skip frames, man. I apologize for it. It seems like it's good for a couple seconds and then lags a bit. And then it's good for another couple seconds and then lags a bit. And it drives me absolutely wild. It drives me absolutely crazy that, that is the case, that we're running into these issues. And I have not been able to find a way to fix it, Chad. And you'll have to bear with us as we try to get it fixed, try to get it figured out. I haven't been able to find a single thing to fix it yet, and it's been driving me up the wall. I absolutely hate, having quality that's, above average, that's really, really good quality, and we can't pump it out because of something throttling us back, and I don't understand what it is or where it's getting bottlenecked. Everything else is closed down. The only thing that's open is Streamlabs, Discord, and iRacing. in our overlay, but I mean, we never had these issues. Last week it was totally fine. This week it's absolutely gone bonkers. But some tight racing here at the front of the field. These guys are absolutely slicing and dicing out there on the speedway, as each and every one of them trying to find their way towards the front of the field. Every one of them trying to put themselves up and into victory lane here this evening. It does say something about the ingest server. I did try that, but I didn't know how that would work, so we didn't really go with it. That would be something that we could try to change. Yeah, we've been trying to do everything we can. It's because I'm downloading Linkin Park in the end from LimeWire. Ah, that's it. The dang LimeWire. The dang LimeWire got us. Yeah, we're on it. Okay, so this is definitely saying caused by a network routing bottleneck. Not your computer's hardware power. In Streamlabs OBS, there is a crucial distinction between skip/lag frames, hardware overload, and drop frames. Network failure. A consistent 30% frame loss means 30% of your data packets are being rejected or lost entirely on their way to YouTube. Because you have a great raw internet speeds, the 30% loss is happening because how your network is handling that heavy data load. Wi-Fi, ISP throttling or route congestion. All right, well, there's still more things that we'll have to try to do, some more things we'll have to try to fix to try to get this fixed, so that way you guys aren't experiencing the lagginess. There's, I don't know, still more things that we can go through, that we can try to fix, that we can try to figure out what the issue is. Obviously, so far, still nothing has helped, nothing has worked. Everything that we have searched, everything that we have done so far just has not worked into our favor, and unfortunately, still going to just drive me absolutely bonkers. So do bear with us on all the lagginess here this afternoon, and hopefully not for very much longer. Hopefully whatever we do tonight, later on, hopefully it fixes it, man. We'll be going through a lot of stuff tomorrow while we're not working for the weekend. I mean, we're going to be going through a ton of different things to try to fix it. So you may see a lot of different lives kind of popping up as we'll be testing and tuning and trying to make sure everything's good. Everything's golden for these broadcasts. As we hate pumping out slack and quality here in all these streams. But out in front, Drunker continues to lead the charge here as we roll closer and closer to the end of our first stage of the day, as our first stage and our only stage break will be at the completion of lap number 25. Drucker looking for another big stage point here with maybe another stage win in a route for the 56. Ryan trying to pick up another checkered flag, another dub here in this series as he continues to lead the charge. You do see Comas back there in second. Matt Hayden's in third. Rooster Rodden, David Trailer rounding out our top five with Eric Hengel back in sixth. Colton Hardy, Trevor McManus, Rusty Modesty, and Nate Cogdell rounding out our top 10. Keith Prince is there in 11th with Clinton Woodby back in 12th. Brennan McNutt is in 13th. And then we do see Evan Schilling, Joey Yakes, Brody Bente, and a lot of these other drivers continue to keep on battling as Kyle Hayden says, goal, 3-0, USA, baby. Absolutely. They got black Doritos that can wipe out an entire nation in a heartbeat. So, USA all day. Canada up here for us. I mean, I'm not a huge soccer fan. I don't care for soccer one iota. I absolutely despise soccer, man. I would much rather watch grass grow or paint dry than I would probably watch soccer. So I'm not really too interested in it. I do know my buddy was watching it earlier, watching the highlights of the Canadian game or whatever earlier today where they tied 1-1 versus, I don't even know, Bosnia or something like that. I don't even know what team they were playing, nor do I care. But, oh, look out! Contact! Around goes the 4 ride! Oh, no! Big hit right there for Jesse Calloway as the Jessies get tied together. Jesse squared out there on the racetrack at corner number 2 as it looks like the Shitty Cooler 69 of Jesse Wise. He's going to push up the racetrack right here. He's going to bounce it off the fence, down the track, into the Pabst Blue Ribbon. Number 4 ride of Jesse Calloway and the Jesse Squared get tied together out there on the racetrack. And Jesse Wise, Jesse Calloway, both go for a slide, both run into an issue. And unfortunately for the 4 machine, pointed the wrong direction out there on the racetrack. That's where we see our first caution flag of the day fly. So midway through our first stage of the day, we will see that first yellow flag get thrown here in this one. So our first caution of the evening here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Now for each and every one of these drivers, now they get some time to kind of, sit back, relax, have a little bit of a breather, take a little bit of a break, try to get things figured out, try to put themselves into a good position and get ready to rock and roll here for another, intense restart where we're going to see a lot of movement, a lot of different big shots being thrown out there on the speedway and see who can try to put themselves into a big move into potentially a winning position out there on the speedway. All right, so I feel like I might have found a fix for the frame loss stuff. Trying to update potentially the network card. So we're going to be looking at the network driver after this. So bear with us here tonight. It's something else that kind of I found that maybe is the cause, that maybe will be something that we can change, that we can fix, that could help things get a little bit better. As Kyle says, bonked. Yeah, he definitely got bonked right there. Definitely a little bit of a bonk there between the Jesse Squared out there on the racetrack. But as the caution flag does get displayed, we did see a couple drivers take this chance to hit pit road. You do see Joe Yakes, Rooster Rodden, Nate Cogdell, Clinton Woodby's down pit side, Brody Bente, and that beautiful heat wave machine down pit road. Jesse Calloway obviously looking to get repairs done and maybe some new tires onto that 22. And for Bruce Bernard, he'll say thank you very much because this caution flag will give him the wave around the lucky dog back on the lead lap and back into the battle here this evening. So that will put the Florida Gators, number 17, back into the action. Now he does still have a little bit of left front damage here then I'm sure he's going to hit pit road again, try to get some more repairs done to it, try to keep himself as much as he can in the battle here today. Is out in front, though, the HendrickUSA.com, the HendrickCars.com machine, the Hendrick Technical Solutions machine of Jack Drucker continues to lead the charge. Drucker out in front and hoping to try to find victory lane again here this evening for, I don't even know how many dubs he's got now on the year. It's been a lot. It's been plenty. That is for dang certain. I do believe he is now at, he still have 5 wins, but man, he's got a pretty massive points lead here between himself and his teammate, the 28 ride, who's currently right behind him here on the racetrack, Brandon Combs. Man, over 100 points difference. 100 points plus coming into this race. That's absolutely wild. There's an absolute crazy amount of points. I believe technically it's 117 points between first and second here in the point standings. So for Drucker, he's feeling real good, real fine. He's performed absolutely lights out week after week after week, and he's hoping for another big one here today. He also has the most bonus points out of any of these drivers. So he's got the most bonus points. He's got the most wins. He's, I believe, got the most stage points as well. So, he's just been absolutely flying here for a while. He's got 7 stage wins out of 8 races. That's absolutely insane. That means only 1 stage he did not win, and I believe it was Matt Hayden who won the other stage. So, for the Black Betty Racing team, man, they are firing on all cylinders. A little farther back in the point standings is their other teammate, Brennan McNutt. Unfortunately for Brennan, has missed a couple races, hasn't had as good of a luck as Combs or Drucker, but they're still rolling really good. Combs has got 6 top 5 finishes, obviously no wins, but man, for Drucker to have 5 of 7 wins already on the season. The only other drivers to win a race is Clinton Woodby and David Trailer, so only 3 drivers through the first 7 races have found victory lane. Maybe today will be our 4th winner on the year, or maybe we'll see Woodby, Trailer, or Drucker potentially find victory lane again here today. Obviously, Drucker's looking really, really strong out in front, holding on to this top spot, leading some laps again, and looking for another stage win in our 8th stage win here on the season for this number 56 ride, as the pace truck will get ready to make the hard left-hand turn back down pit side and off of the speedway. So for Drucker, making another big pit stop here is my boy Fletcher in the chat. What's good, Fletcher? Laura Stacy in the chat as well. Laura says, go Hayden, number 5, cheering on Matt Hayden here this evening, as Fletcher says, dope track. Yeah, beautiful racetrack, man. Indy is one of those, very, very fun tracks to come to, man. If you see good, hard, clean racing on a consistent basis, man, this track is really, really fun. If you do see, a lot of yellow flags here, this track kind of wears and tears at you a little bit more, as you do see Hayden get really loose there out at corner number 2. Luckily enough, was able to catch it. Now he has Eric Hegdal looking to his inside, trying to make that move for position number 3. Hegdal moving up through the field here, and now trying to jump into that 3rd position. Gets tight down into corner number 3, pushes up the track there. Hayden and the 11 gotta get checked up, and that checks up the rest of the field. Is there 2 wide, 3 wide, but look out, slideways back here as we do see another driver up and into the fence. It's Jesse Wise and Nate Cogdell up and into the outside fence, down into corner number 4, as the caution flag will come back out. So another big yellow here on the speedway. I believe you're going to see Cogdell. There are 2 wide, 3 wide here. Woodby's in the middle. The 8 ride there to his outside as they head out of corner number 3. This looks like the 092 got tied together. It clips that 8 ride as well, but let's take a look back at it. It's obviously Woodby's trying to get to the middle. Where does this contact come from? So out of corner number 3. Yeah, it's tough right there. Kind of looks like the 0-0 coming up a little bit. I'm not sure if he realized that they were 3 wide. Nonetheless, they just kind of run out of room right here as the 0-0, yeah, definitely coming up a bit. 92 trying to get straightened out, trying to give enough room for the 8 ride. Unfortunately, not enough room for the 0. They get tied together. The 8 gets knocked sideways. The 0 is pointing the wrong direction. He slides up the speedway, and I believe back behind him. That's where we're going to see Jesse Wise try to get checked up to avoid it, and it looks like the 32 truck here of Brian Cunningham just not going to see it in time here, and unfortunately does not get onto the binders, and just kind of drives right through that 69 machine, and unfortunately for Cunningham, ends up into the fence there himself. So makes a mistake, drives through the back end of the 69, that gets up into the fence, so has some pretty solid damage there for himself. Big damage for the Shitty Coolers Toyota of Jesse Wise, and for Nate Cogdell, pretty good damage there for the 0-0 machine as well. But another quick caution flag here, bringing us closer and closer to the end of our first stage of the day, and we will see another handful of drivers hit pit road. So Woodby hits pit lane, Yanks hits pit road, Cunningham's back down pit side, obviously looking to get some repairs under the 32. Bruce Bernard still getting his truck repaired now. Jesse Wise and Cogdell also trying to get their trucks fixed up and back into one good piece out there on the speedways. We'll get them all stacked up, racked up, ready to get back after it, ready to get back to duking it out here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Some good racing, some tight racing, and for each and every one of these drivers, man, still trying to find their way up and into victory lane. As we'll get a quick word in here from our sponsor here this evening in the QH Design 200 here at Indy. Shout out there to our amazing sponsors here with the always amazing Full Throttle Outlaws Racing League. As we get ready to set them back loose, we get ready to get back to battle here in this one. It's Waterford Concepts as Rusty taking it 3 wide, baby. Rusty's trying to make some moves, trying to drive that beautiful Sinclair Dyno Care machine up to the front of the field, trying to hopefully put himself up and into the winner's circle here this evening as the 56 of Drucker ready to get back after it, ready to see another big restart, as this is going to be another fairly short run here. Looks like we're going to get back to green flag racing, completing lap number 21 here this evening. So it should be a 4-lap shootout to end our first stage of the day. So our first stage quickly coming to a close for each and every one of these drivers. I mean, you gotta make some moves here, man. You want those stage points, you want those bonuses into your back pocket. You gotta get onto the throttle and try to work your way up to the front of the field. As Waterford says, Matt Hayden, just gonna send it. He says, gonna go all Larry Enticer. He's just gonna send it. Still gonna send it. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. He's just gonna send it. As here we go, getting ready to set him back loose. Trucker, Combs, 1 and 2. Hayden, Hagdahl back there in row number 2 with David Trailer and that 56 ride of Trevor McManus in row number 3 as the official iRacing pace truck will make the hard left-hand turn back down pit side, and we will get ready to set them back loose. Gonna be a 4-lap shootout to finish our stage here this evening. And then 56 ride looking for another big stage win, an extra bonus point in his back pocket for our playoffs as they get real squirrely back up through the gears across the line and down into corner number 1 as it's the Black Betty Racing Team door to door down through corner number 1 as the Hey Dude 28 machine of Brandon Combs wants to battle here with his teammate Jack Drucker for this stage win. Drucker, though, maybe with that preferred line down the inside and out at corner number 2, it will hang on to that top spot, but they are still door to door down the back straightaway. Maybe even give the advantage there to the number 28 as Combs trying to steal it away from him, but able to drive it deep down low in through corner number 3 and out of corner 3 here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That number 56 of Drucker able to hold him off, keep him back there at bay, and it's Drucker who will lead us again down out of corner number 4. It's Hagdal trying to hang on to position number 3. Hayden all over his back bumper as they start to snake their way down this front straightaway. Some big blocks, some big runs, and now here we go. Hagdal jumps to the outside of that 28 ride of Brandon Combs. Combs gonna try to hold him off though, and now here comes Hayden getting sideways down and out of corner number 1. Luckily enough, able to hang on to it there, able to keep himself pointing in the right direction as we do see David Trailer right there into the mix, but look out back there behind him. More issues as Jesse Calloway turned around again. No caution flag as of yet, but as he rolls back out onto the racetrack, there's the yellow flag. If he would have stayed on the apron, we wouldn't have had a yellow, but unfortunately here he kind of comes to a stop. At least probably could have came to a stop right there, but kind of rolls back onto the throttle, rolls back out onto the racing surface, sideways, basically stopped there on the racetrack with the 87 ride coming at him. The caution flag is thrown. So let's take a look back, see what happened as, man, we love iRacing, not iPacing here, fellas. Come on, let's get these good green flag laps under our belt again as we see the 77 up the racetrack towards the outside fence. Brody Bente to his inside, and again, unfortunately for Calloway this time, I think maybe just having flashbacks between himself and Jesse Wise there, thinking that maybe the 77 was going to come off the wall down into him here. Unfortunately, that's just not the case here. Schilling gets into the fence, but hangs on to it. Calloway comes off the corner, and I don't know if he just expected the 77 to maybe come down into him right there after contact with the wall, or if he just got loose. Nonetheless, sees it happening, shoots down the track, and unfortunately right into the lap right here as you see him kind of kick the rear end out, gets sideways himself down across the nose of the Heat Wave 63 rider Brody Bente. That's what's going to spin him around. He goes for a loop-de-loop here. Does get some pretty solid contact there into that infield safer barrier, but then keeps rolling back out onto the track right there, and that's enough to draw the caution flag with the 87 going by. So another yellow flag here. This should bring us to the end of our stage here this evening. So give the stage win to Jack Drucker. Drucker will be scored as the stage winner here this evening. Brandon Combs will be second with Eric Hagdal, Matt Hayden, David Trailer, Trevor McManus. I do believe Rooster Ron somewhere around the 7th, 8th position there with Colton Hardy, Rusty Modesty there rounding at the top 10, as we do see a few drivers that were down pit road back on lap 15, lap 19. So for Rooster Rodden, he will consume the race lead. Joe Yanks will now be in second. Clinton Woodby will be scored in that third spot here on the Speedway, but it may be a drag race down and out of pit road here. Drucker's in, getting right sides put on. Looks like for the 0-0 Cogdale going to be a quick pit stop as he rolls back out in front of our race leaders. Here comes that 63 as well, but will not beat Jack Drucker out of pit lane, so Drucker will hold on to at least the 5th position for this restart. Brody Bente is back in 6th with Combs, Hayden, Hagdal, And Trevor McMahon is now going to round out our top 10. But for Rooster Rod and Yakes and Woodby, obviously some different pit strategy, and that finds themselves here at the front of the field and trying to put themselves into what could be a winning position here this evening, which should be some very exciting racing, man, as we do see the 0-1 slow down on the apron here. Not sure if Roosters ran into some sort of an issue or if he's taking an EOL or what the cause is here that he's falling back behind. Yakes would be Cogdell and kind of just rolling slowly down towards the apron right here. You do see Drucker's catching up to him. Drucker's going to roll around him as well. I'm not too sure what the call is for this 0-1 machine and where this may put him here for the restart. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But for Yanks and Woodby, they now consume the front row here. Cogdell's in third. Drucker would be scored in fourth with Combs back in fifth. Aiden, the 11 right, all get around him here, so I'm not sure if maybe Rooster Rod just had to go use the bathroom break, has a substitute driver, a kid or a wife, spouse, somebody in behind the cockpit there, just kind of keeping him down on the apron, trying to keep him out of the way, and just kind of cruise control out there on the speedway, not wanting to loop the truck around or put him into a bad position while he maybe goes and uses the facilities here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So we'll have to wait and see what the call is for that 0-1 ride, see if he can get back up there and restart at the front of the field like he should be. So we'll see how this is. He's out of blinker fluid. He's out of blinker fluid, says Kyle Aiden. No, not the blinker fluid. That'll do it, man. That kills like at least 100 horsepower having no blinker fluid into your car, man, and that is definitely not something that you want if you're that 0-1, but it does look like potentially just taking an EOL here for that 0-1 ride, so he's going to go to the back of the pack and restart back here deeper in the field. Now, he does have Brody Bente and David Trailer back behind him. Jesse Wise is still down pit road trying to get his truck repaired. So isn't Bruce Bernard. There's Bernard going to hit his pit stall here, try to get that thing fixed up back out there and ready to rock and roll again for this restart as we'll get him ready to be set loose, man. What should be another exciting restart, another crazy one here at Indy to see who can try to put themselves up and in to victory lane here this evening. Who can get it done? Who can capture the dub here in this one, man? It's going to be a lot of fun to see who's going to get this one. What do you guys think, man? Jump into the comment section. Let us know, who do you think finds victory lane here this evening? And if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit the like button on the stream for us as well. Hit that subscribe button, become part of the Peacemaker family here today. And again, do bear with us here with the lagginess, the frame loss here. Since the update with iRacing, we've just had a ton of frame losses over the last couple broadcasts. We've been going through tons and tons of different forums and lists and everything else, trying to get it fixed, and so far to no prevail, obviously, but we got a few more things that we've kind of figured out that we're going to try and see if we can, get fixed, and hopefully that'll solve the problem and get things rolling again nicely for us. But here we go, back to battle. Big jump, big restart right there for Joe Yakes as he looks to try to hang on to the top spot. Looks to try to keep himself out in front of the field, wanting to keep these drivers back there at bay and trying to put himself up and into the winner's circle here this evening. But he does have Cogdell, Drucker, that 92 of Clinton Woodby. Here comes the 28 of Combs and Matt Aiden, all trying to work their way back inside the top five and towards the front of the field as Drucker does get around Nate Cogdell back up and into position number 2. So it did not take long for him to find his way up and into second. Now reeling in our race leader, Joe Yakes, as Yakes down across the line will complete another lap out in front. But how long will he keep it? As there we go, big movement of the 56, gets to the inside, shoots it in there deep down through corner corner number 1 as they'll be door to door out of the first corner here at Indy. They'll be side by side again down through corner number 2. Now it's going to be the drag race down and out of corner number 2 and down the back straightaway. The 56 gets the better exit, but the better run to the outside lane for Yanks as he will try to stay side by side here with this 56 ride as long as he can, as both drivers fighting for the clean air, the extra points here, and potentially the more laps led for the 56 ride out in front as he's looking really strong and looking to try to potentially put himself right back up and into victory lane here with the Full Throttle Outlaws as down across the line they complete lap number 28 here this evening of 80 laps of racing action. So he's still got a lot of laps, a lot of racing left to go here this evening. 52 laps left to duke it out here, and for each and every one of these drivers obviously still trying to find victory lane, trying to put themselves into a winning position here this evening as not one of these drivers, man, want to give it up. Every one of them want to find victory lane, and we could still see a lot of different pit strategy kind of being rolled out here from these drivers. Still could be a lot of different things to keep these drivers really on their toes. Now, they do have 100% fuel capacity in these race trucks, so we could see potentially only one green flag pit stop here to finish off this race. I mean, we had a cup race here, what, Thursday, potentially? Was it yesterday that we had a cup race here? Where were we? I know Sunday we had a full-length 160-lap race. That was probably what I'm thinking of, that we were here at Indy for 160 laps. But I felt like we had another one here as well. Sunday we were here. I don't think we were here. Were we here yesterday? No, we were at Pocono yesterday. Well, I still feel like these drivers, I mean, even with a full tank of fuel, it's going to be interesting to see kind of how far or what really the distance is for all these drivers and how much distance they can kind of go, how many laps they can complete here at Indy before having to make a green flag pit stop. If they can make it potentially 30-plus laps here, even 25 laps, will put them into a really interesting position, because if you can stretch it out a little bit farther, you might be able to make it on one green flag pit stop here throughout this final run. Or if potentially we do see more caution flags, may open up more opportunities to come down pit road, make some changes, get fuel, get tires, try to play some different strategy to try to put yourself at the front of the field, try to leapfrog a lot of drivers and put yourself into a good position. When you look at Yanks, you look at Clinton Woodby, you know, they were two drivers that kind of took that strategy. They came down pit road in, a yellow flag prior to that stage break there, prior to that other yellow, back on lap number 23. And obviously for Yanks and Woodby, it's worked out nicely for them as they roll in second and third compared to outside our top 15 here on the Speedway. And that's even after, a good restart. And obviously now a few good laps under our belt after that restart as well. So we'll keep a close eye on them. But you do see, I mean, Yanks is still right there, man. Still very much in this battle. Still in the hunt here at the front, trying to figure out a way to get around Jack Drucker for the race lead. Clinton Woodby's there in third. Brandon Combs back in fourth with Matt Hayden rounding out our top five. Eric Hagdol, Trevor McManus, Rusty Modesty, Nate Cogdell, and Skylar Berry rounding out our top 10. Brendan McNutt's there in 11th with Ronald Kingston, Keith Prince, Jesse Calloway, Evan Schilling rounding out our top 15. And then we do see David Traylor all the way back in 16th, man. This is definitely not the spot that David Traylor thought he would be in here, 32 laps into this race as he's trying to work his way back inside our top 15. So isn't Colton Hardy, who's there in 17th. Harrison Crosby, all the Crosby fans in the stands. Where are you guys at, chat? Where are you guys at? Where's the Crosby fan club to cheer on this 7 ride here this evening as Harrison back in the 18th position, trying to keep on working his way forward, trying to put himself into a good position here this evening, trying to get a good finish here at Indy as Brody Bente's back there behind him. Rooster Rodden scored there in 20th now. And then we do see Brian Cunningham, Jesse Wise, and Bruce Bernard bringing up the back of the pack here. 23 drivers took the green flag. 23 drivers all still very much in the battle and all on the lead lap, trying to find their way forward, trying to find some extra positions and some extra points for their back pocket by the end of this race. Is Drucker, though, out in front, man. You gotta wonder, is it the draft? Is it just the pure speed of these drivers? I mean, he hasn't been able to pull away from any of these cats back here behind him, as you do see his teammate in the Black Betty Racing. Hey, dudes, number 28, Ryder Brandon Gomes, has navigated his way back up and into second now. Here comes Matt Hayden, looking to try to work his way around the number 87 of Joe Yates. So maybe it's starting to look like those tires are starting to wear out here for the 57 and the 92, as Clinton Woodby has fallen now back into 7th here. Now he's still right in the mix, right in this battle of our, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th place driver. Even throw in that 8th place cat with Rusty Modesty there in 8th, as these guys are parked right on top of one another, man. You can throw a blanket over them, but obviously for Woodby, falling back a bit there. And I see Hayden and Yates, they're battling for that 3rd spot here on the Speedway. But out in front, I mean, just doing exactly what we've seen him do in many, many races so far here this season. It is just Jack Drucker out in front, just hitting his marks and putting together another clinical race here at Indy and here in the Full Throttle Outlaws Racing League. As Drucker just keeps on keeping on here, but he does have quite a bit of pressure, man. He is definitely seeing his teammate right there all over his back bumper. Again, he's right there with him, trying to, maybe force the subject here. Maybe try to put him into a position where he's either going to use a little bit more throttle, a little bit more gas, or maybe try to, maybe let his teammate go here. Let the 28 ride potentially lead some laps throughout this race. I'm sure Drucker doesn't want to do that because he knows, hey, you know what? If I jump out of the line, if I roll out the throttle to let the 28 go by, potentially that could bring a lot of these other drivers right down to his inside, trying to steal more positions away from this number 56. So I think Drucker's just going to try to stay content here, rolling the inside groove, staying at the front of the field with that clean air. Will be interesting to see, if we start to see green flag pit stops, where that's going to put everybody. Obviously, front runners may be a little bit out of the sync here, maybe a little bit short on fuel by the end of this race, but for other drivers, a little deeper in the field here, we start to look back at Skylar Berry, Brendan McNutt, Keith Prince, even drivers farther back like David Trailer, and some of these other guys, man, potentially, they're saving a little bit more fuel here, knowing that fuel could be tight, that they could have an opportunity to make only one green flag pit stop here throughout this final run of the day, this final stage of the day, as another good green flag battle here, man. It seemed like we had a few quick caution flags there as we were getting closer and closer to that stage break, but now that that stage is officially over, drivers seem like they've kind of gotten a little bit more cordial, a little bit more at ease out there on the Speedway, and no caution flags, which we love to see. We love to see these guys just have to put the race into their hands, battle it out, duke it out amongst one another, not have things kind of changed or opportunities taken away with these yellow flags or with strategy down pit road during yellow flag conditions. I'd like to see it kind of go down to these green flag stops. We love to see green flag pit stops here on Peacemaker because it makes things that much more exciting, man. The opportunity for drivers to gain a bunch of time or to lose a bunch of time down pit road that can either help you or hurt you, out there on the Speedway, and try to see what some driver strategies are, whether it's short-term, long-term, do you come down pit road earlier, try to get that extra advantage with the fresher tires, or do you wait a little bit while longer, hoping that everyone else burns their stuff up here, and then you can, come down pit road, get some fresh tires yourself, and may fall back 3 or 4 seconds, but maybe you can gain it all back with the fresher tires out there on the racetrack. So it'll be interesting to see what the strategy calls here will be for each and every one of these drivers. But you did see the 46 right there, Skylar Berry at a corner number 1, get very, very loose. David Trailer was able to take advantage of that, work his way back inside our top 10. Berry, unfortunately, falls back into 11th. Now has that Johnny Johnson Motorsports number 3 ride of Keith Prince working to his inside. Prince looking to try to jump up, looking to hopefully try to steal position number 12 away, or 11 away from Skylar Berry. Yes, Jesse Calloway's right there in 13th. Evan Schilling, Brody Bente are top 15. Colton Hardy's back in 16th with Nate Cogdell, Harrison Crosby. Ronald Kingston's there in 19th, trying to make some moves in his beautiful Domino's Pizza number 8 machine. Jesse Wise is there in 20th with Rooster Rodden, Brian Cunningham there in 22nd. Bruce Bernard, unfortunately, back down pit road, and it looks like he's going to be down here maybe for an extended period of time. He came down pit side virtually at the end of lap 35 here for that 17 ride, and unfortunately has now fallen about 3 laps down, about to be 4 laps down, as our race leaders are about to, reel him back in and get back around him here as he still sat down pit side. But out in front are top 3, man. They are starting to separate themselves from that second pack here, being led by that number 59 of Trevor McManus. McManus now kind of through that traffic. He wants to jump up there and try to race his way towards the front of the field here and into this 3-car fight at the front, as you do see Yanks unfortunately just trying to hang on as he's falling back now into that 5th position, as Eric Hegdahl, Rusty Modesty, and Clinton Woodby right there behind him. I think for Woodby, he's kind of in that same boat here where his tires are a little bit worse. His fuel mileage isn't as good as they came down pit road back on lap number 19, compared to coming down pit road a little bit sooner like everyone else did, a little bit earlier like lap 24 when we saw everyone else except for these 3 hit pit road here throughout that stage break. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out for Clinton Woodby, how it plays out for Joe Yanks in that 87 ride, and if it can potentially put them into a winning position here late in this race. But out in front, Drucker continues to lead the charge here as down across the line. They will complete lap number 40. So 40 laps down, 40 more laps left to go. Here from Indy's our halfway marker here this evening for Drucker, Combs, and Hayden, still sitting out there nicely. 1, 2, and 3 here on the Speedway. But you do see Trevor McManus and Joe Yates trying to race their way back up into this battle for the top spot here this afternoon, man. Great battling, great movement here by all these drivers trying to work their way up and in to victory lane here this evening, man. Absolute amazing racing, absolute great battles here, and these guys just putting together another amazing show for all of us fans in the stands to enjoy here this evening. But obviously for a lot of these drivers, I mean, things are going to continue to stay wild. Things are just going to continue to be absolutely crazy out there on the racetrack with how tight things are, the movement, the Slexon and Dyson here. Drivers trying to just inch their way farther forward, trying to put themselves into a winning position here this evening, man. It's been a lot of fun to see each and every one of these drivers battle here this afternoon, as we'll take a look and see who can potentially jump up here, make a move to try to steal this top spot away from Drucker. Drucker has led a ton of laps here this evening. He has just looked absolutely lights out lap after lap after lap, and I think it's going to be really, really tough for a lot of these drivers to find their way around him to try to put themselves into the winner's circle here this evening. So it'll be fun to see who's going to be able to get it done here in this one, man. It's going to be really, really, I mean, it's going to be exciting, chat. Nonetheless, it's going to be a hell of a show. It's going to be absolute magic here for each and every one of these drivers to enjoy out there on the Speedway, as we'll see who's going to be able to get it done. It's still anyone's race, chat. I think it's still any one of these drivers that can find victory lane here today. I think either one of them, any one of them can jump up, maybe steal the win, put themselves into the top spot out there on the racetrack, and try to take this win away from mostly that 56 of Drucker. And I think for Drucker, I mean, Each trying to win his 6th race of the year. How much do you want to push? How far do you want to take it? And obviously, do you want to try to help your teammate out here a little bit? Obviously, Combs sitting 2nd in points is feeling pretty good about his position in the point standings as well. But obviously, man, it is still tight back there behind him. One bad race or another missed race potentially could have him, slipping back in the point standings, with Clinton Woodby only being 2 points behind him here in the point standings coming into this race. David Trailer only about 13 back of Combs here in the point standings. Hayden is a little farther back, I believe about, that would be what? 22 points back behind him. Modesty's quite a bit farther back there in the 6th position, but Combs, one bad race, one bad performance could slide back outside our top 5 here. So Combs is going to be absolutely picture perfect. He's got to make the right moves at the right time to try to put himself into a winning position, but it'll be fun. It'll be really, really fun to see how they're going to play this out and who's going to be able to get it done here this afternoon from such a historic racetrack, man. Indianapolis Motor Speedway. What did we just run there for the Indy 500? Was that 110th running, 111th running, something crazy like that? So, I mean, Indianapolis has been around for so long, man. It is one of the oldest racetracks here in motorsports in America, and it's just continuing to get better and better every year that they go there, as we do see the caution flag come out, as it looks like Nate Cogdell's going to run into some issues. Let's take a look back at Nate and see what happens here to the QH Designs number 00 ride. It's him and Ronald Kingston out of core number 4, just kind of get tied together right here. I don't know if there was a little net code right there. They're obviously battling side by side. Looks like the 00 gets a good run down through corner number 3, gets to his inside, and as they exit corner number 4 right here, not sure if the 00 kind of comes up. Obviously, he's coming up towards the outside fence like you do. But it just wasn't clear of the 8 right at Kingston right there, and Kingston just doesn't go up to the outside fence. I think the 00 was probably expecting him to maybe move to the fence right here. They just run out of room. They get tied together, and unfortunately for the 00, pretty solid contact there for him. Pretty big hit as well for the number 8 of Ronald Kingston as well, and unfortunately, a couple big hits there for those drivers, and that will put us back under the caution flag here this evening. Just a little bit past our halfway marker here in this race, as Kyle Hayden says Matt needs some poutine at this pit stop. Oh, baby, get that poutine into you. Get that poutine into you there, Matt. Man, poutine. As a Canadian, man, I mean, there is no better meal than a poutine, okay? There is no better meal than a poutine. Oh, man, poutine is just so good. I literally had a poutine as part of my dinner here tonight. I mean, poutine was on the docket for us, and we had poutine a couple nights ago. We went to a chip truck a couple nights ago, had a buddy buy me Mary Brown's tonight where we got another poutine, and, I mean, it's just one of those Canadian things, man. Poutine is part of our... I mean, the gravy's kind of in our bloodstreams at this point, man, from all the poutine that we eat, man. Can't beat it. You cannot beat it. It's, man, definitely one of our fine cuisines here in Canada. That is for dang certain, as we do see everybody hit pit road here. So a long enough run, obviously enough laps under their belt as they were rolling, just around or just over 20 laps of green flag racing right there. And now everyone hits pit road. They want their fuel, they want their tires, some for repairs, and everyone's going to be drag racing back down at a pit lane, and it looks like our top 3 will stay the same. Jack Drucker wins the race at a pit road, and Combs will be right there behind him. Matt Hayden's there in 3rd. Eric Hagdell, Trevor McManus, our top 5 here, as we'll get them restacked and reloaded here for another big restart at Indy. Clinton Woodby is there in 6th, with Joe Yates back in 7th. David Trailer, Rusty Modesty, Colton Hardy rounding out our top 10. Skylar Perry's back at 11th. Jesse Calloway, his up and down days, we've seen him make some moves, have a pretty good truck here at Indy so far this evening. Now finds himself just outside the top 10 back there in that 12th position. But after getting tied up in a couple wrecks, luckily enough, he's still very much in the hunt at the front. As you do see Brennan McNutt in that Topps Chrome number 48 right there in 13th. Keith Prince, Evan Schilling, Brody Bente, Rooster Rodden, Harrison Crosby, Jesse Wise, Ronald Kingston, our top 20, getting ready to see the green flag come back out. Brian Cunningham was down pit road, making sure to get that truck a little bit more repair back into good shape out there for another big restart. We did see Nate Cogdell also back down pit side there in that 0-0 machine as he's still trying to get this thing repaired, trying to get it back into one good piece. And it looks like the crew is going to work here, trying to beat and bang all these fenders, trying to clear these tires, and trying to get him back into, good, decent racing condition here for our closing laps. Bruce Bernard, unfortunately, still down pit road. I do believe Bruce went back out there. He ran another lap, but then came right back down pit side, and looks like he's going to be parked down there for a little while longer here in this race. So we'll see if Bruce can get back into the fun, if he does jump back out there and tries to get some more laps under his belt here at Indy, as we do see Rooster Rodden, Keith Prince, Evan Schilling, Harrison Crosby, Jesse Wise, Ronald Kingston back down pit side here. Unfortunately for Nate Cogdell, being down pit road for as long as he has been, he did end up losing a lap right there. Obviously, the crew is going to work trying to get a lot of repairs done to that 0-0 ride. Unfortunately here, that's going to put him behind the 8 ball, man. You got to hope that he's back out there only going one lap down. You do not want to lose multiple laps here and put yourself into a position where you not only need one caution flag to get a lucky dog to get back on a lead lap, but you may need multiple yellow flags here and hope that no one else loses a lap out there on the racetrack so you can stay in the battle. And there we go. As he rolls back out onto the speedway, unfortunately, is a lap down. So we'll need desperately a quick caution flag or something here to not only get him more time down pit road to get this truck repaired, but also to get a caution flag and potentially wave around back onto the lead lap as we get them all ready to roll, ready to rumble, ready to get back after it here this evening as the official iRacing paint truck will head back down pit side, and we will jump into a Peacemaker Gaming crank it up here as we inch closer to lap number 50. About 32 laps left to go as we get back to green flag racing. And for each and every one of you amazing fans in the stands, crank up that volume, cheer on your favorite drivers as we crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. Alrighty, a beautiful crank it up session here this evening from the beautiful Indianapolis Motor Speedways. These drivers put together another amazing show, another amazing crank it up for us. Here this evening is out in front. It is the 5 ride of Matt Hayden as his poutine is definitely kicked in, Kyle, as Matt Hayden definitely starting to kick some butt out there on the racetrack. Has himself a pretty sizable lead right here, out to about a 1 second gap between himself and Eric Hagdahl. Hagdahl rolls there in second with David Traylor, another second back in position number 3. Jack Drucker's there in 4th as he's got Rusty Modesty, Brandon Combs back there behind him. Clinton Woodby scored in 7th. There you see Trevor McManus in 8th, Joe Yakes in 9th, and Colton Hardy rounding out our top 10 in that beautiful 97 ride. As that's our top 10 out there on the speedways. They exit corner 3 and head down through corner number 4 here at Indy. They'll head back down the front straightaway and across the bricks here at the Brickyard. It is that 5 ride of Matt Hayden who will click off another lap, and that is 60 down. 20 laps left to go here in this one. 20 more laps of racing action here this evening from the beautiful Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Matt Hayden has control, has this race lead, and hoping to try to put himself up and into victory lane here this evening. And right now, he's just hoping that he can keep it clean and green. If he can try to just keep all these drivers back there at bay, have them battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th for quite a while out there on the racetrack, that could potentially allow him to stretch out to a very good, sizable lead out there on the speedway. As we do see Eric Hagdahl kind of fall back a little bit farther here and now finds himself just over 2 seconds behind Matt Hayden. As they exit corner number 4, it is a gap of 2.3 seconds between Hayden back to this Red Bull Toyota of Eric Hagdahl, but Hagdahl now has that 54 at David Traylor trying to work his way around him. There goes Traylor to the inside. Here comes Drucker as well as they're door-to-door for 3rd out of corner number 1. Ooh, baby, tight there out of that top corner, and now all of a sudden, here we go. Drucker still trying to take a big run, trying to work his way back down to the inside here of Eric Hagdahl and trying to give himself the preferred line down into corner number 3 as they'll drag race down the back straightaway. For David Traylor, he jumps up and into 2nd, but is it a little too late already? As we do see Skylar Berry run into problems here. Berry goes for a little bit of a slide. Let's throw this in reverse. Take a look. See what happens to the Sonic Graphic Designs 46 ride. It looks like some contact between him and Brendan McNutt right there at corner number 2. 46 goes for a ride. Pretty solid contact there with the infield safer barrier as he gets rolling back out onto the racetrack. No caution flag. We keep it clean and green, but unfortunately for Skylar, pretty solid left front damage there for him, and it looks like he will take this truck right down pit side, try to get it fixed up, try to get it repaired, and get back into the action. Now, the big question mark will be is throughout that crank it up, we did ride on board a little bit. We did hear, Drucker and a few of these other drivers saving a little bit of fuel, kind of rolling out of the throttle, coasting through these corners. They may still be doing that, so that'll be interesting to see if that is the case. If they are trying to take it a little easier right here, trying to save that little bit of fuel for late in this race, if they can make it to the end here without having to make an additional pit stop, may put them into the winning position. For Matt Hayden, he may just be balls to the wall, trying to keep himself out in front, trying to pull far enough away from these guys and hope that no matter what, they still have to make this pit stop, because that pit stop is definitely probably going to happen. I don't see a way that these guys can make it. Really, we went back, green flag racing, 32 laps left to go. Maybe they can make it 32 laps. It'll be interesting to see really how far they can, 1, stretch that fuel out, and 2, if the tires can hold on that long out there on the racetrack. If there is a caution flag, it could be a driver that pits a little bit earlier that could end up in the prime position. A driver like Matt Hayden who could come down pit road with 10 laps left to go and potentially, put himself into a winning position if there's a timely caution flag. Not going a lap down, being still on the lead lap, could really put him into a winning spot out there on the racetrack. So we'll have to wait wait and see what the strategy calls are and who's going to be able to stay in the best spot possible to put themselves into victory lane. As of right now, it's 2.5 seconds between Hayden and David Trailer. David is trying to track him down, is trying to reel in this Razor number 5 ride, but Hayden, with a big enough gap here, man, I think it's going to be really, really challenging here, even over the 16 laps to make that time up, to reel him in here. And we're going to see, obviously, David Trailer and Drucker have to push really, really hard, trying to make some big moves, which may burn up even more fuel trying to chase down this 5 ride late in this run. And it could come down to maybe Hayden have to start to save here late in this race. And if he does have to start to save, that could allow David Trailer and Drucker to get right back into the battle here at the front of the field. This Trailer still 2.5 seconds back here as Hayden exits corner number 4, back down across the line, will complete lap number 65 here this evening, and that will mean only 15 laps left to go here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Hayden, David Trailer, Jack Drucker, 1, 2, and 3 out there on the Speedway. Eric Kangdall's there in 4th with Rusty Modesty rounding out our top 5. Brandon Combs back in that 6th position. Clinton Woodby is there in 7th. Then we do see Colton Hardy, Trevor McManus, Joey Eggs, Jesse Calloway there in 11th. Brody Bente's back in 12th. Rooster Ronan, Brennan McNutt, the 77 of Evan Schilling. That 3 machine of Keith Prince trying to work to his inside. Ronald Kingston's back in 17th. He's got Jesse Wise down to his inside, trying to make the move there as the Shitty Coolers and Domino's Pizzas machines battle door to door for the 17th and 18th spot here on the racetrack. Brian Cunningham's back in 19th with Skylar Berry there in 20th. Unfortunately, Berry, making that earlier pit stop to get this truck repaired, does find himself as the first driver 1 lap down out there on the Speedway. Harrison Crosby, who had also made a pit stop back on lap number 58, finds himself also a lap down. Actually, Harrison may even find himself, I believe only still 1 lap down here for Harrison, but unfortunately not in that free pass spot. I believe you're also going to see Nate Congdale still being a lap down as well after staying down pit road there for an extended period of time. Still has some pretty solid right front damage here on that beautiful QH Design 00 ride, the Sonic Graphic Designs 00 ride. Unfortunately back here a little deeper in the field, still battling with that damage and trying to keep himself in this battle, but obviously now not in the free pass position. And needs a few quick caution flags to try to get himself not only the time down pit road to get repaired, but also trying to, get that wave around as you just saw the 32 truck there. Get into corner number 1 a little too far. Almost took him out back there deep in the field. That may not have even brought out a caution flag right there. So luckily enough for Cogdell and for that number 32 of Brian Cunningham, they did not run into that issue. Now Cunningham is running into some blinkiness there as well. So keep a close eye on that because iRacing may yeet and delete him here from this race. Is Megan White in the chat? Megan says, let's go. Would be cheering on Clinton out there on the Speedway. Now, we do apologize again, chat, for any of the lagginess or anything else here this evening. We've been running through PC issues sort of deal. I'm assuming it's a PC issue. Could be an update, some driver that we didn't know about potentially. It's the next thing on my list to try and fix and try to see if that is potentially the issue for the frame loss here after the update to iRacing. It has kind of messed with our entire setup. As you do see the 0-0, Congdell unfortunately back down pit side here. The 0-0 ride makes another pit stop, and this one does put him 2 laps down, so that's really going to hurt his chances here this evening in a tough day at the Speedway for that 0-0 ride. As the crew will get tires, get fuel, get him back out there on the racetrack. He'll just have to hope that this kind of cycles around and everyone ends up down pit side here, and that maybe he gets a lap back there and be able to stay just 1 lap down. Maybe tries to get himself back into the lucky dog position here prior to the checkered flag this afternoon. But we're running out of time in a quick hurry, and I think we're really going to start to see more of these drivers hit pit lane with only 11 laps left to go this time by the start finish line. obviously see Hayden staying out here, so I'm not sure if they're just trying to go maybe 5 laps or something here. 10 laps left to go in this race. Try to short pit this one, trying to make sure that they are, really good here. And just a quick stop, a splash, and go down pit road. Or maybe each and every one of these drivers are just going to try to make it on fuel here. Maybe just send it without regard and hoping that they got enough fuel. If they need to shake the truck around, or if they do run out, maybe that they're far enough in front of other drivers or other competitors that they don't have to lose too many positions late in this race. It'll be interesting to see, kind of what that call will be here for a lot of these guys, as Hayden, Trailer. I mean, it's still a 2.5 second gap here between Matt Hayden and David Trailer. So Hayden's still rolling smoothly out there on the racetrack. You just got to wonder if he's looking at that fuel gauge, seeing, hey, you know what? We only got 10 laps left to go. I may need to save. I may need to allow these guys to reel into my back bumper and put himself into the battle here this afternoon and bring them back into the battle, as he may need to save that little extra gas just to get to the end of this race. But maybe they're good. I mean, we haven't seen a long green flag run like this. This is kind of right around that area that we've seen a caution flag fly. We haven't really seen these drivers go beyond that 22, 23 laps of green flag racing. And right now we're roughly right around that 22, 23 lap marker. So, I mean, biting a caution flag in the next couple laps. I mean, this is the longest green flag run they've ran. I think this will really open up their eyes into what they have for a race truck, whether, it's the tires really starting to fall off, or potentially fuel mileage becoming that much bigger of a picture here late in this race. As the speeds continue to fall, more fuel is being burned, and for some drivers, I mean, it could be a golden position. It could be a big winning move to be able to save that extra half a gallon, that extra gallon or two, potentially for late in this race to kind of win this one, especially if there is a couple late race caution flags and NASCAR overtime. I think with NASCAR overtime, you're going to see everyone down pit road, but you do see David Trailer. I mean, last time around, ran a pretty solid lap time right there. Actually gained about a 10th and a half there on Matt Hayden. So he did gain quite a bit on that 5 ride. So David Trailer and Jack Drucker maybe starting to push here a little bit. Knowing that they're starting to run out of time, they got to make up quite a bit of a gap here between themselves and that 5 machine. And they got to start getting after it if they want to give themselves a chance or an opportunity to try to win this race. So they're time to move forward is quickly fading away, and for Matt Hayden, he's quickly clicking these laps off, drawing us closer and closer to our checkered flag here this evening. Is Hayden out in front? Only 8 laps left to go. Does he have enough fuel? Can he get to the end? Will somebody chase him down and potentially steal this win away from him? Could we see David Trailer, Drucker, maybe Brandon Combs, who's now back into that 4th position, trying to not only catch up to his teammate and David Trailer, maybe find his way up to Matt Hayden late in this race. Now, he does have a huge gap between himself and Hayden, but man, he is reeling in Matt right now a ton. He is reeling him in really, really quickly, especially down through corner number 1 and 2 right there. Had a amazing first and second corner here at Indy, gained probably about half a second on Matt Hayden, so he is really starting to push here and really starting to pick up the pace and trying to find his way back to that 5 ride and potentially a checker flag for that 28 machine. Clinton Woodby trying to hold on to the top 5 right here as Woodby rolls in that 5th position, has Modesty right there behind him. Eric Hagdel's back in 7th with Trevor McManus, Colton Hardy, and Jesse Calloway rounding out our top 10 here on the Speedway, but they're all chasing this 5 ride of Matt Hayden, and the gap is now under 2 seconds. So it seems like David Trailer and that 56 of Drucker, they are starting to push. They are starting to reel him in, and it is by a ton. Last time around, it was about 0.4 of a second quicker than Matt Hayden, and all of a sudden, we see the caution flag come out as Eric Hagdel goes around. Look out, the Red Bull Toyota goes for a couple loop-de-loops down the back straightaway, and the late race caution flag flies. Oh, baby, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go as we're going to get ready to head to potentially a green-white checkered finish, or at least, it's going to be a short run to the end of this race. It could be, 3-4 laps here, but we'll see how quickly we get these drivers lined back up, everyone down pit road, and what the calls will be. Will it be 2 tires, 4 tires down pit side? Will some drivers maybe even elect not to come down pit road here and try to compete with the older tires? But I don't know, man. They were running roughly about 2 seconds off the pace there. So, I mean, over a 25-lap run, 30-lap run right there, I mean, your tires are pretty much shot. I think you're going to see everyone down pit road, and if they've got tires left in their back pocket, I think they got to use them. They got to abuse them right here and hope that it puts themselves into a winning position. But for Matt Hayden, honestly, he's going to get ready. Either fake him down pit road or to take him down pit road right here. As you do see the 54 David Trailer there in second, Drucker's in third. What's the strategy call there for those guys? Do they go with 2 tires? Do they go with 4 tires? Will 4 tires make a difference over the 2 tires on such a short run? If these were the NASCAR Cup Series cars, I would probably say go 2 tires. It always seems to be the winning strategy here, because if you can get out in front, you get that clean air, you can put dirty air on the rest of the noses of these drivers back behind you, could put you into the winning position. But we do see Hayden hits pit lane right here. You do see the lap traffic there. The 32 ride of Brian Cunningham also hit pit road, so that will give a little bit of a gap there to Matt Hayden. So for Hayden, that actually works out pretty nicely there for him, as that kind of checked up a lot of these drivers back there behind him. That could give him that truck length or 2 that he needs to beat them off of pit road right here. But it's all going to come down to these strategies down pit side. Hayden hits his pit stall. Here comes David Trailer, the 56 of Drucker. There you go. You see right sides going on to all of them here. Looks like 4 tires for Matt Hayden, 4 tires for Drucker, Holmes, the number 54, a Trailer, but it does look like 2-tire stop there for Clinton Woodby will get him out in front of Matt Hayden, Drucker, and Trailer. But we did see a couple drivers elect to stay out here. It looks like Keith Pritz and Evan Schilling not going to come down pit side here, so they do elect to stay out. They did not come down pit side, and that means, I mean, it's going to make things really, really interesting for this restart, because we're going to have a couple drivers on older tires and a little bit less fuel, where we could see a lot of tire spin. We could see a lot of stack up. We could see things get really, really wild down into corner number 1. And for Clinton Woodby, he'll be there in third. I don't know if that's the spot you want to be for Woodby, starting in that third position. I mean, maybe you find a run, maybe you find a groove down low that you can stuff your nose underneath, maybe Keith Pritz and the 77 down into corner number 1 and try to take them 3 wide and try to put yourself into the winning move, or maybe the outside lane. I mean, if they get a little stacked up down low, maybe it'll allow Matt Hayden just to roll the outside lane and maybe steal a couple spots there and put himself into the winning spot. But be fun. This could be interesting. Obviously for Woodby, 2 tires for Hayden, Drucker, David Trailer, pretty much everyone else. All 4 tires there throughout that pit stop, and it's going to make things very, very fun, as we will see the 7 ride there of Harrison Crosby, who's unfortunately still lapped down. Did not get a lucky dog, did not get a wave around right there, as he was hoping to try to get himself back onto the lead lap. Unfortunately, that will not happen. He will fall back to the rear of the field here in that 7 ride. He's got to go back farther, as everyone's trying to figure out their way around him there, as there's Hayden finally able to squeeze by him, and he'll roll up alongside that number 92. And now for Hayden, good news is that Keith Pritz is our race leader. Keith Pritz is the control truck here for this restart. He elected to go with the outside lane, so if the 3 can get a good launch, get a good restart, could potentially propel himself quite a bit in front of the 77 ride. Could open up a little bit of a room, a little bit of a gap down into corner number 1 for the 5 ride to make a big move right there. Could also really help out that 54 at David Trailer to try to get around the 56 of Drucker as well late in this race. Oh, chat, this is going to be fun. You guys came here for a show. Well, here you go. It will be a 3-lap shootout here. A 3-lap shootout to our checkered flag, biting some more caution flags here, as definitely yellow flags could start to fly aplenty for a lot of these drivers. We could see a lot of chaos, a lot of mayhem here over this restart. We could definitely see some NASCAR overtime in the horizon here for the Full Throttle Outlaws Racing Series here this afternoon in the QH Designs 200 here from the amazing Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So, what do you guys got, man? Do you think Prince or Schilling can hold these guys off? Do you think the 2 tires of Woodby potentially put himself up into victory lane? What about Hayden or Drucker? Can they put their 4 tires to use here and potentially find their way back to the front of the field and maybe right back into the winning position here on this restart? We're about to find out as the pace truck makes that hard left-hand turn back down pit side, and here we go for Keith Prince controlling the outside lane in that baby blue number 3 machine. Good restart, good launch right there for both of them, but now look out, big moves. Drucker and Woodby down to the inside as they're 3 wide, 4 wide, down into corner number 1, beating and banging, battling. Hayden's through into second. They're still sliding around as unfortunately the 77 goes for a wild ride right there. Luckily enough, keeps it pointed the right direction, but I don't think they're done wrecking yet as a couple drivers down through the infield, down through the grass in corner number 2. Luckily enough, they keep it pointed the right direction. It is clean and green as Matt Hayden finds his way back out in front down the back straightaway. Hayden continues to lead the charge as David Trailer up and into second here. Modesty's now into third as he's rolled around that number 3 at Keith Prince. Colton Hardy's right there in position number 4. Looks like he will make the move around that number 3 ride. And now you see more big moves here out of Combs and Drucker as they try to work their way around Prince and around the 97 of Colton Hardy as they'll be 3 wide down into corner number 1. Unfortunately for the 56 right of Drucker, he is starting to run out of time here. Unfortunately for Drucker, trying to make a big move there off that restart just did not work out for him. And now you do see, oh, look out! A couple drivers tied together. That could be the late race caution flag, and it is! Yellow flag is back out down the back straightaway. Big hits here for the 63 of Brody Bente. A few more drivers getting tied up in it as you do see, oh man, Keith Prince right in the middle of it. It looked like the 28 ride as well of Combs also getting a piece of this as Combs down through corner number 2. Looks like he's going to push up the racetrack. You see Colton Hardy, the 28 ride, all up into the fence. Unfortunately, the 63 of Bente just goes up a little bit too far here. Bente just a big run, trying to get a big drive, and obviously finds quite a bit of room right here, but unfortunately runs out of it down in on the exit of corner number 2. Backs it up, gets a good drive off. And then right here, as he exits corner number 2, Prince is still to his outside. 63 just keeps coming up. Prince has got nowhere else to go right there. Prince is up against the fence, basically already on corner exit. Really nothing else the 3 ride could do, and 63 just kept coming up, and unfortunately down into him across his nose. They get tied together, and this is where we saw that 63 almost get airborne contact there for the 87 in the 0-1 ride, and unfortunately as they're still tied together, pretty solid contact there for Prince. Pretty solid contact for the 63, obviously, a Brody Bente. And as Bente kind of loops around and starts to wash back down the racetrack right here, I believe it's the 46 of Skylar Berry. Yeah, Berry just gets in there and gets into him. Big hit right there for Skylar Berry as, man, it looked like he saw that they were stuck up in the outside fence. Looks like he tries to get down low to avoid the 63, and right there, whoops back down right in front of him, tries to get out of the binders. Unfortunately, not enough time to make a move, and that puts him hard into the back end of that 63 machine. Big hit there for him, and unfortunately, that will take him right down pit side and potentially out of this race, as we will get them all stacked up, racked up, ready to try to get back after it as we will go to NASCAR overtime here this evening as Kyle Hayden says, go Matt Poutine Power, as he says, let's go baby, says me and mom here. She's cheering on Mr. Hayden here this evening. Hayden, I mean, he's looking good, he's looking strong, he's out in front, but now with this restart again, I mean, he's just going to have to get a perfect launch. Get up through the gears here nicely, beat them down into corner number 1, and then just try to keep the dirty air on the nose of the trucks back there behind him to try to put himself up and into the winner's circle here this evening. But trailer, Modesty, Jack Drucker, who's back there in position number 4. Let's see if we can go back to the last restart here. Take a quick look here at that last restart because we saw some big moves here. Drucker makes a big move down to the inside as they're trying to work their way around the 77 ride right here of Schilling. Schilling gets a little bit of tire spin down through the restart zone right there. Gets a little bit of tire spin, gets a little bent out of shape, and all of a sudden the 92, the 56, they get a big run and they just get timed together right there. Both drivers trying to get to the inside of the 77. Unfortunately, they just get too tight, run out of room. Both drivers end up into the infield fence, and both drivers end up with some pretty solid contact and damage. Now for the 77, still sliding sideways, going to wash him back down the racetrack. All these other drivers trying to figure out where they need to go. Contact there between the 28 and the 92. Shoots that 92 a would-be back down into the apron right there. Luckily enough, does keep it rolling, does keep it pointing in the right direction, but does fall from battling out in front to now all of a sudden being mid-pack back there, scored in that 14th position. So Woodby's got to try to make up a lot of ground right here on this restart to get them all stacked up, racked up, ready to get back after it. Here is our first attempt in NASCAR overtime here this evening. Our first of, I do believe, 3 attempts. Yes, 3 attempts at NASCAR overtime here this evening as Sam Bachman in the chat says, let's go, Brandon Combs. Cheering on Combs here this evening as Brandon back in that 6th position. And we did see Combs tag that corner 2 fence himself there pretty solidly. Hopefully not too much damage or anything bent out of shape there for that 28 ride. So he can get a chance, an opportunity to battle here, obviously late in this race for the top spot and trying to put himself up and into victory lane. But right now, I mean, just looking for a huge restart for the racer. Oakley, number 5 rider Matt Hayden, hoping to try to hold these guys off. Man, Hayden's been probably the best truck since kind of just past that halfway marker. The 5 rides led a lot of laps. He's looked really, really strong. But I mean, all it takes is one mistake, one slip up, one bad gear shift or anything else that could all of a sudden have, you know, trailer, Modesty, Drucker, Colton Hardy, any one of these drivers up there trying to make the move around you, trying to steal that top spot from you here on the speedways. We'll get them all ready to roll, ready to rumble as they steamroll down the back straightaway, door to door and into corner number 3. The pace truck getting ready to make that hard left-hand turn back down pit side and giving the control on this restart back to the 5 ride of Matt Hayden as he'll head down into that Geico restart zone looking for a beautiful launch right here, man. He just needs a good launch. If he can get a good solid launch, if he can see it stay clean and green for at least 1 lap back to the white flag, then he could be in a great position to try to win this race. Now, if we do see multiple NASCAR overtimes here this evening, it's going to get tougher and tougher as the tires continue to fade farther and farther away to trying to get these good restarts. So for Hayden, he needs this to be the only green-white checkered here in his best attempt at it to try to capture the victory here this evening's pace truck down pit side, down into the restart zone, and there you go. Great launch for the 5 of Hayden. Hayden gets the launch that he was looking for. The 6 ride of Rusty Modesty able to stick right there with him, pushes him out in front, and now looks to try to clear. The number 54 himself is a little bit of contact there between Drucker and the 97 of Colton Hardy. Hardy up and into 4th. Unfortunately for Drucker, had to roll out of it, falls back now into that 6th position on the speedway. Right there, though, you do see Brandon Combs up and inside our top 5, but down and into corner number 3. It's Matt Hayden who continues to lead the charge. Hayden down through 3, nice and easy out of corner number 4. He just wants to see this white flag into the air as he's got himself about a 4 truck length lead out of 4 here and back down across the line at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And here we go, back down. There's the white flag. It has been displayed, so this this is our final lap here this evening at the QH Designs 200 here from Indy. Hayden with a good launch and a great restart. Now just trying to hit his marks. Does not want to open up the door. Does not want to invite that sixth ride. A Modesty back to his rear bumper as they exit corner number 2. And for the final time here this evening, they'll drag race down the back straightaway and into corner number 3 here at Indy as they are still 2 wide, 3 wide back there behind them. Big move. I do believe that was the 28 ride of Brandon Combs and obviously the 54 of David Traylor trying to steal second away from the 6 ride of Rusty Modesty as they'll be door to door down through 3 and 4. They'll drag race back to the line here. Modesty with the run on the outside, but nobody is going to catch this number 5 machine as Matt Hayden will pick up the dub here this evening from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's Matt Hayden who picks up the dub and will pull himself into victory lane here this evening, man. What a run, what a race, and what a performance there for that fine ride of Matt Hayden as Hayden will get ready to celebrate out there on the Speedway with a big win, a big drive here this evening and finding himself up and in to victory lane. Hayden will get ready to celebrate. He'll get ready to burn down the house here as Modesty will come home in second, and it is the number 54 at David Traylor who finishes there in third. Colton Hardy back in fourth, and Brandon Combs rounds out our top 5. Drucker in 6th with Rooster Rodden, Joe Yanks, Eric Hagdell, and Brennan McNutt rounding out our top 10 here this evening as let's take a look back here. Obviously some tight racing, some great battles here in that final lap as all these drivers trying to inch their way forward. Let's take a look at it here as Hayden out in front. Honestly, a good lead here down across the line. With that final lap, man, you have this big of a lead. You have some good tires. You've had a really fast truck all night long. You just cannot make a mistake here. You can't push the truck up too hard. You can't make too big of a run trying to stretch that lead out even more because that's when you can make a mistake here. You don't want to tag the wall. You don't want to kill that momentum down these straightaways or else that will invite these drivers to take a big run to try to steamroll their way up and around you. So take a look at Modesty and Traylor. Traylor was able to get that run right there on Modesty as they make a little bit of contact down to corner number 3. The 54 shoots down to his inside. I thought potentially Traylor would steal that spot away from Modesty there, but Modesty able to battle back tough here on the outside at corner number 4 and able to take that run back down that front straightaway and use it to put himself into position number 2 here this evening. And look at the 97 of Colton Hardy right there. Almost got up, almost stole that 3rd spot away from David Traylor, but it's all Matt Hayden here this evening as Hayden picks up the dub and will now get to celebrate a big win here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He burns down the house and we'll get ready to pull him and the rest of our top 3 up and into the broadcast booth here for their post-race interviews. Post-race interviews coming up next, and we'll get them all up here into the booth after, man, some great runs, great performances out there on the Speedway. We're waiting for Hayden to jump up here. He's still celebrating. He's still excited here. Obviously pretty, impressive run here for that number 5 ride of Matt Hayden, and we'll get him up here into the booth right now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up for our race winner, Matt Hayden. Hey, Matt, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. Taking a copy?
I get you, Aaron.
Matt, man, what a run, what a race, brother. Take us back through it. What's going through your mind as that was a pretty crazy race. Obviously, a lot of good green flag laps, a lot of tight racing there. And for yourself, for the longest time, the biggest lead of this race as you were out in front, hoping to make it to the end of this race without having to make an additional pit stop there, especially green flag pit stop. But then these late race cautions start to fly. You got to make that tough call, hit pit road. Obviously, it was a no-brainer. Everyone pretty much comes down pit side, puts 4 tires on it, but you do see 2 takers there going without coming down pit road. They start on the front row there for our penultimate restart. You're back and forth as we saw the 92 take 2 tires to get out in front of you, and that puts you into a bit of a tough position. Obviously, you don't really know, what those older tires are going to do in front of you, if they're going to have an issue on the restart, if it's going to stack up your lane or not, and what you need to do to try to make a move to get around them to try to keep yourself in this battle for the race lead. Unfortunately for Clinton Woodby and a few of those drivers on the inside lane, their lane kind of stacks up there on that penultimate restart. It allows you to get a great launch, stick to the back bumper of the 3 ride, and at a corner number 2, steal that race lead back away from Keith Prince. And obviously here with an additional, green flag restart, obviously for the green-white checkered, just an immaculate restart, getting the jump that you needed, a shove from Modesty, and you're able to just jump far enough out in front that no one can catch back up to your rear bumper, and you're able to drive this 5 right back up into victory lane, man. Matt, take us back through it. What's going to go through your mind here as you celebrate on the front straightaway here at Indianapolis?
Yeah, I appreciate all that. Yeah, it's Indy's fun. It's I've always liked this track. It's was looking forward to this. Yeah, the first half of the race was we were kind of stacked up, bottlenecked. Passing was difficult. Kind of get aero blocked, and then you lose the nose and run up into the wall. You'd back off, get a huge run in the corners. So yeah, the first half of the race was a little frustrating. Kind of running after stage. Things kind of got strung out, but kind of got an opportunity after that kind of midway point caution. I think kind of fuel saving got on everyone's mind, so I think everyone kind of backed off. I didn't think we were going to be close, so I just decided to gun it and try to get out front, and then hope that gave enough cushion if we did have to come in, get a splash and dash and get it back out there. So late caution, I don't think it hurt anything. I think it helped us. Yeah, that restart though, starting 4th there, kind of knew we had good tires compared to the guys in front of us and Clinton on the side. So we knew we had to get as much ground as we could on the guys that were behind us, and it just kind of worked out. We kind of think the 77, I think it was 77, whoever was on the inside on that restart didn't get a great jump, kind of bottlenecked them up. We kind of touched a little bit. I think that checked the inside lane up a little more, gave me a little bit more cushion to throw a move, and then ran away. And then the final restart, I mean, it's when you have a teammate that's right behind you that you can time that and get a jump and then kind of seal the deal. So hats off to Rusty for being at the end, worked his way up, got himself in position, and then 1-2 for Misfit Motorsports.
Yeah, absolutely. Always having teammates up there at the front to help you out, give you that extra shove, time those restarts, and obviously giving you a good enough shove to not only push you in front of the field here for you to pick up the win, but he's able to battle hard there on that final lap with David Trailer to stay in position number 2 and get that 1-2 finish here for Misfits this afternoon, man. That was a exciting race, another fun one here for the Full Throttle Outlaws Racing League in Haiti. You finally get through and pick up a checkered flag here, as I believe now our 4th winner here on this season, man. We've been, a little slacking and lacking here of race winners out there on this season, but tonight you're able to get one and put yourself into the winner's circle, man. How does that feel to finally get in there, get a dub, and kind of steal one away from, drivers like, Drucker, who's got 5 already, or David Trailer and Clinton Woodby, who have 1 already under their belt here on this season?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like we've been strong in all these races. I don't think our finishes, we've had a lot of races where we've kind of been out front, and we've gone from full throttle outlaws to half throttle outlaws and saved a lot of gas, and it's turned into fuel mileage races, which I absolutely hate. I want to just race straight up. So it is what it is on that. But yeah, we've had a lot of bad luck. Previous seasons in truck, we've always kind of been in contention, won some races, and this season's been frustrating. So hopefully this kind of kicks things off to where we get some momentum. We're tired of running behind guys. We're ready to get out front and lead some laps.
Absolutely. Well, you led a lot of laps here tonight, and you get it done here at Indy. Obviously, a crown jewel racetrack and a crown jewel race here this evening, and you're able to capture the dub. Matt, who would you like to thank for such a great run and great performance out there on the racetrack?
Yeah, I want to thank everybody, Misfit Motorsports, the team, not just the guys that run in here, but the team as a whole across 4 or 5 different series. Um, awesome group of guys. Love spending my evenings hanging out with them and then racing on the track. And then when we get finishes like this, it just makes it times better. So appreciate all those guys. I want to thank all the other guys in our Tuesday Night League Challenger Racing Series. Appreciate those guys. Whoa, sorry, my car just blew up on track. Scared the shit out of me. Sorry. Want to thank all those guys in that league. Want to thank you for putting on this broadcast. Apologies for my brother in chat. I've seen him pop up here lately. Who knows what the hell he's talking about tonight. I want to thank Austin out for watching at home. I want to thank Laura for watching at home. Everybody out there, appreciate everybody. I'm getting out of here.
Absolutely, brother. Matt, enjoy the rest of your night, and congratulations on the dub here this evening.
Thanks, Aaron.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, Matt Hayden, man. Great run, great performance there out of that 5 ride here this evening. As we did see Kyle Hayden in the chat again says, way to go, Matt. Poutine on the house tonight. Oh, let's go. Free poutine. Who sends it to me? Is it you, Kyle, or is it Matt that sends me the poutine? Okay, I want one right now. Send me another one. As Harrison Crosby in the chat as well says, dang it, got taken out by Netcode tonight. GG's, Matt, with the dub. Yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough. I mean, Netcode, never fun when it happens to you. Sometimes it's a blessing. Sometimes it's a curse. Sometimes you can get, tied up in a wreck, and the Netcode kind of zeroes out any of the actual damage to your race truck, and other times the netcode just absolutely takes you out, puts you into the fence, and tears your truck up, and unfortunately sets you back out there. And obviously here tonight, definitely Matt with his earnings. All right, Matt, unfortunately, brother, you've been committed now. You got to buy me a poutine, okay? That is at least $8.99 Canadian that you got to shoot up here, okay? PayPal, e-transfer. We don't have anything else up here in Canada because it's a shithole. So those are the only 2 options up here in Canada. So we'll be expecting that payment, Matt, for our poutine up here in the booth. As Matt gets it done, picks up the checkered flag, and celebrates here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher here, the number 6 of Rusty Modesty. Hey, Rusty, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
Hey, Aaron.
Rusty, man, great run, great race for yourself here tonight, man. Take us back through what's going through your mind after 84 laps of racing action here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
I mean, yeah, I think we had a good 8th place car tonight that finished second, so pretty lucky tonight. I think the further you got towards the front, the more clean air you got, the easier it was. But yeah, I think we had good overall pace. Just tried to be in the right places at the right times, and then there towards the end, avoiding some chaos. But like the battle there with David at the end, kind of got brushed up into the wall a little bit, which slowed my momentum, and I don't know, just tried to send it on the outside, and it stuck. So was able to claw back around in there at the end to save from a mistake of my own. So. Yeah, no, overall, I thought it was a darn good race. Some good green flag runs, and then some chaos in between with some back-to-back cautions. So it was a good one overall.
Yeah, absolutely. Always fun, always entertaining when you guys are out there on the racetrack and we can kind of have those good green flag runs. And then obviously the late race yellow flags, we never like to see early race yellows, but late race yellows, man, always just bring up that intensity, that action-packed battle in there, especially through green-white checkers. And obviously for you and Hayden, you're able to time that final restart perfectly, give him a great shove, and it pushes Hayden out in front, virtually into the win here this evening as you and Trailer duke it out there for second. And as you said, yeah, a little bit of a mistake down into corner number 3 there. Open up the door for David to try to steal that second spot away from you. Luckily enough, though, you put that power down and you're able to just roll out of corner number 4, drag race with them back down and across the line to stay in position number 2 and pick up a solid 1-2 finish here for the Misfits Motorsports this afternoon, man. How does it feel being able to jump up there, obviously, for you and Hayden to have performances like you did here tonight and finally get some good momentum on your side here in this season?
Yeah, it's great. It's been a while since we've had a Misfits duo in the top 3. So good to be back here as a group and try to get the wheels under us. But Nah, listen, life gets busy at times, and you sometimes just don't have enough time to invest in, the practice it takes to be really good at this thing. So, the fact that we can kind of just show up after work and sit down and go have some fun periodically, and still be successful in this is pretty cool. So, no, overall, yeah, it'll be good momentum, but you know, let's hope we can talk again next week.
Yeah,
You never know.
absolutely, absolutely. Hopefully, some momentum, a little bit of a fire lit under you guys, and many more trips up here into the broadcast booth here throughout this season. But for Rusty, obviously tonight, man, a great run, a great performance out there on the racetrack, brother. Who'd you like to thank for another amazing performance here this evening?
Yeah, I mean, thanks to Misfit guys we race with in several leagues, and man, they're the ones that make it the most enjoyable. Shout out to you for doing the broadcast, and all the friends and family loved watching. All the guys that put the league on, and deal with our BS on a on a week to week basis. And Lindsay Fitzmaurice, shout out Jimmy who wasn't here tonight. And Yeah, I think that's it.
Beauty, well, Rusty, a heck of a run, a heck of a drive for you here this evening, brother. Congratulations on the second place finish. And as you said, man, hopefully we'll get you right back up here into the broadcast booth again tomorrow night. Or not tomorrow night, next Friday night.
Sounds good. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night, brother, and don't party too hard down there in Victory Lane with Hayden.
Thanks, man.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher, Rusty Modesty. As we get ready now to pull in our third place finisher, the 54 David Trailer. Hey, David, it's Aaron up here on the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
Hey, got you, Aaron.
David, man, another great run, another great performance for yourself in that beautiful 54 machine, man. Take us back through what's going through your mind after 84 laps of beating and banging and battling here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
That was a pretty neat race. Glad I was able to come out with a P3. Got the pole, went kind of backwards, went really far backwards, and then worked my way up through some cautions and some green flag runs. So, yeah, overall pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good performance, pretty fun race, especially when you're able to jump out there, make some good passes, battle hard there between yourself, Hayden, Modesty, that 97 right at Colton Hardy there late in the race. Combs was right there all night long, and Drucker obviously being right there in that mix. You guys were nose to the tail there for a while, trying to chase down Matt Hayden before these final couple caution flags here late in this race. Were you guys good on fuel? We know we heard kind of both of you guys saving a little bit there, rolling the throttle, trying to make it towards the end. Were you guys good on fuel, or were you guys still probably going to have to make a green flag pit stop here late in this race?
Yeah, I was good. I'm like, not to toot my own horn, but I feel like I'm pretty good at saving fuel. And once I realized it was close, I kind of went into save mode. Yeah, we had that caution. I think I would have been good, but I don't know if I'd have caught the 5. Not sure where he was at, but regardless, I think I would have came out about the same, P2, P3. So overall, pretty happy with the result.
Yeah, pretty solid day. Another great performance for yourself and another top 3 run for the 54. David, who'd you like to thank again here tonight for another great racing, great performance out there on the Speedway?
Yeah, big thanks to Colton and the guys over at QH, the main sponsor on the truck. Johnny Johnson Motorsports, AdminBoxx, Sonic Graphic Design, Duck Donuts, Blair at the winning bid. A lot of people make this league possible. Really appreciate all of them. Big thanks to you for putting the broadcast on. I love going back and watching it. This one will be fun to watch. And then thanks to the rest of the admins for helping put this league on. Thanks to the field for showing up. Shout out to the 5 and the 6 for also being on the podium. And then thanks to my dad watching at home and my wife for letting me do this.
Absolutely, brother. Well, David, heck of a run, heck of a drive for yourself here tonight, man. We can't wait to see you guys back in action again next Friday night, and maybe the 54 ride right back up here and in Victory Lane yourself.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Aaron.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night.
You as well.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third place finisher, the 54 of David Trailer, man. Great run, great race, great performance there for that 54 ride as well here this evening. These guys putting together another great show, another great race, and another amazing performance for all of us to enjoy here this evening. Unfortunately, that will do it for us again here this evening. We appreciate each and every one of you guys sticking with us, hanging out, and enjoying the great racing here this evening. Unfortunately, yes, we did run into a lot of legginess, a lot of skip frames here this evening. Obviously, I mean, we talked about it a couple times throughout the broadcast. There are some things that obviously iRacing has changed and has made things very difficult for us to stream. So we're going to go in, we're going to do a bunch of more, factory resets on different things and driver updates for things that we didn't even know existed or needed driver updates, and hope that that fixes it, hope that that clears things up. If not, your boy may have to just go and spend another $5,000 and buy a new PC so we're not getting these stupid frame loss issues here and problems trying to stream these broadcasts for all of you guys to enjoy. I don't know if iRacing did something just to make it so that guys can't do these broadcasts, but definitely forcing our hand here in this one. We can't thank you guys enough, though, for tuning in, hanging out, and enjoying the amazing racing here this evening with the Full Throttle Outlaws, and we'll catch you guys back in here in the next one, man. Peace and love, ladies and gentlemen. Peace and love.